This year, I moved back to Japan to work at the Osaka World Expo as a youth ambassador. Yes, that is my actual job title. Do I do anything that an actual ambassador does? Absolutely not, but it is on my resume. My name is TheStellarJay, a man who is in fact not a 2D bird silhouette, and this is the story of how I moved to Japan to work at the Osaka World Expo. And also, I'm going to talk about life in Japan and stuff. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. So what even is a World Expo? Basically, every 5 years, a bunch of countries get together to hold an enormous mega event where they all build giant pavilions to show off how cool they are. Some are showing off innovation, some are trying to encourage tourism, and some are trying to ease political tensions. It's basically the Olympics, but instead of a bunch of hot athletes in prime physical condition, they have a bunch of washed up YouTubers like me. The Unisphere, the Seattle Space Needle, even the Eiffel Tower were all built for their respective world fairs. And this year, it's being held in Osaka, Japan. The first thing you'll notice when you walk into the fair is the Great Ring, the world's largest wooden structure. This encircles all of the foreign pavilions at the World Fair. Absolutely fantastic view from up here too. It almost makes you forget that it's about 7,000 fucking degrees outside and 90% humidity, and they're still getting in this 3-hour queue for the Italian pavilion. What is wrong with you people? Then you walk into the ring to the foreign pavilions area, and immediately Ireland is hitting you with a live band performing traditional Irish folk songs. Malaysia is over there almost constantly doing cultural dances outside, and they invite people up to join, which happened to me once. Saudi and Germany have really sick pavilions. China has this really in-depth cultural introduction that genuinely made me want to visit. Italy is hands down the best one here. They actually brought Michelangelo's sculpture Risen Christ and Leonardo da Vinci's actual real drawings. Meanwhile, Switzerland has some bubbles. Switzerland, what is this supposed to be? The fucking Yokohama Gundam walked its ass over here for Expo, and they got a pretty cool exhibit too. And everywhere you go in Expo, you are under the constant vigilant supervision of that. What the fuck is that? This is Myaku-Myaku, the mascot of the Expo. I don't have a goddamn clue what he is or if he's even a he, but he's kind of grown on me. He's kind of cute once you get used to it. People here are really into the Myaku-Myaku drip, like they're always wearing his colors and his merch. We literally have a group chat dedicated to Myaku-Myaku sightings. Some kid gave me this origami he made. Like everyone just kind of accepts that this is insane, but you know, whatever, it's Japan. Japan itself has like 5 different pavilions, the best one being Osaka Healthcare. The first thing they do is take a full body scan of you and grade you on a tier list of how attractive you are. There's also like this funny future prediction of what you're supposed to look like in 50 years. It made me and my roommate Ben look super fat. So, fuck you, Osaka. I hate you now. There's also a human washing machine that's supposed to help old people and astronauts wash without moving and without help in limited space. And for most people, it's reservation only. Fortunately, I am not most people. Austria is one of my favorites. I actually learned a lot about Austrian history and music, unlike France, which is actually very pretty. My only issue is that it's all a big advertisement for Louis Vuitton. I didn't learn jack about France in there, but they do have a really nice bakery. Not every country built a big ass building. In fact, most of the ones that came just have a small booth in the commons buildings, but some of them actually do a lot with these tiny booths, like Yemen. Shout out Yemen. I love these guys. The most aggressively nice people I've ever met in my entire life. And I'm sure you're all wondering, how did I get this gig? Honestly, I have no idea. But first, this video is sponsored by War Thunder. And yes, I am very aware of the irony. War Thunder is a vehicle combat game available now for free on PC, consoles, and mobile devices. Take command of over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships of 10 major nations. From Japan to Germany, America to France, War Thunder has it all. My favorite part is seeing the differences between all the ships and planes of different nations. The detailed vehicles, realistic graphics, and authentic sound effects place you right at the helm of the most powerful war machines in history. Every vehicle is intricately modeled down to its individual components, which are all individually susceptible to damage. The engines, the wings, the wheels, they all behave exactly as they would in real life. Join over 95 million players worldwide in PvP battles in the sky, land, and seas of War Thunder. Download War Thunder today for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile. And sign up using my links in the pinned comment or video description for a massive bonus pack available for new and returning players who haven't played in 6 months on PC and console. You'll get multiple premium vehicles and exclusive vehicle decor like the Eagle of Valor, along with 100,000 Silver Lions and a 7-day trial of premium. Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Now back to the World Expo. After I got back from studying abroad in Japan, I got an internship with the Japan America Society of Colorado. I was in charge of all their social media posts for a while. They all looked exactly like my YouTube thumbnails. It's very funny. They told me about this opportunity and I was like, shit, That sounds awesome, plus I get to go back to Japan to like the exact same area that I was at when I studied abroad, so I applied. Somehow, out of 2,000 applicants, TheStellarJay, was one of 89 selected. And for a while there, I was like, damn, I must be hot shit if they're taking me for this kind of thing. But then I met the other YAs at our training in Texas, and I realized something. So they were trying to recruit at least one person from every state, right? And not only are there more people from places with big Japanese communities like California, New York, Chicago, but they're also way more qualified than me. Like, most of these people have either like their masters in diplomacy or international relations, or they've lived all across the world, or a lot of them have worked at the White House before. Or like my roommate Ben, who speaks 6 languages, including native level Japanese, and has lived in Tokyo for 4 years. And then there's me. I studied abroad for 6 months and speak Japanese. That's it. I must have been the only motherfucker from Colorado who even applied. I am a diversity hire. I'm probably the only asshole in Colorado who even speaks Japanese beyond Kore wa pen desu. I feel like I've infiltrated the system here. I'm just some dumbass game reviewer surrounded by all these like geniuses who are going to be president in the future. Luckily, they're also the chillest people on planet Earth. Oh my god, I love them.
These are gonna be driving me nuts.
Peak USA pab efficiency. Apparently, there's a really big culture around pin trading at mega events like this. Like a really big culture. There are professional pin traders out there who sell rare pins for hundreds of dollars online. People bring pins from the 1970 Expo, from the Olympics, from Dubai, from Aichi, from the FIFA World Cup, and of course, from other pavilions at the Osaka Expo. We were all given about 20 USA 2025 pins to trade with people, but we quickly realized that not everyone from every pavilion was given as many pins. So you gotta like convince and beg and work to get these pins, man.
This is the professional development that you guys are promised.
Some of these pins are like borderline impossible to get. I'm really lucky to have gotten this Germany one, these 2025 Aichi Expo pins, the opening ceremony pin. We got 2020 Dubai, Germany, some Tokyo Olympics ones. This Expo staff one is pretty rare. Just the other day, I got this 1970 Great Britain pin that's like as big as my hand. I am also the only person I know who has Osaka healthcare. I also have this special edition 4th of July USA one, but I'm saving it for something special. The Japan Pavilion staff pin is basically impossible to get. I only know one person ever to have traded for it successfully. And it's my friend Adam, yeah! He's one of those pin wizards I was talking about. You don't even want to know what he had to do for some of these. Pin trading is a really fun way to make friends and meet people from other countries. Definitely bring some cool pins if you ever go to a mega event like this. Hungary had this insane National Day performance, and of course Ben with his fucking 6 languages knows the head of the Hungary pavilion and got us front row seats to their National Day performance. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I cried tears of joy that day. I actually went to Chile, Peru, and Bolivia this year, so it was really cool to go to their pavilions in real life and talk to the staff who went there. And of course, the USA, baby. This is where I spend about 90% of my time at Expo. Our pavilion is all about introducing America to people in Japan who have probably never been there or never met an American before. First of all, you walk up and boom, we're hitting you with these massive American flags on enormous screens that never, ever break ever. That's never happened. And in the middle, this huge, massive cube suspended over the queue. Then at the stage, we're hitting you with the American music groups gathered from all around the country. We've had country singers, we've had jazz bands, we've had step groups, Native American hoop dancing, stilt walkers. We had this insane fiddle player come who on request did The Devil Went Down to Georgia for me and absolutely annihilated it. Rest assured, the people of Japan are getting the full American experience here. We've also got the American restaurant here so that they can try a real American hamburger that doesn't taste like a disgusting wet armpit. Notice how Mossburger is on screen right now. When you walk inside, the first thing you see is our mascot Spark. She sings the pavilion theme song Together, which is permanently etched into my memory and also available on Spotify, by the way. I've literally heard it about 7 billion times at this point. It's about like connecting with America. It's very catchy, and the Mandarin version of it goes unfathomably hard for some reason. There's a room about innovation, travel, space, and a big rocket launch simulation. And as they leave, they can take a look at our lunar sample that was brought back in the 1970s from the moon. I really love this case that we display it in. You cannot see it at all from any angle except directly in front, which is super cool because it gives every single person their own personal time to really look at the sample and take a picture of it. And it never, ever causes a major backup that holds back every single room behind it. It's a really fantastic design. My job is to basically run the pavilion by giving tours, answering questions, and interacting with guests. On the 4th of July, we threw a massive party and invited all the staff of the other pavilions, which was fucking awesome. I was on Japanese TV for one of the tours. The ambassador came one time, the president of Nintendo came right before the Switch 2 launched, even fucking Hideo Kojima. I am not allowed to post the many selfies I took with him because I'll get in trouble, but look, he tweeted about it. Boom, there's your proof. Listen, the pavilion is a lot of fun, but people are not waiting in line for 3 hours just to watch some videos on a screen. Really, the greatest appeal of the USA is that almost everyone who works here is an American. You know, you go to France and the stuff they've got on display and the architecture is super cool. Like, wow, very cool. But I don't think I saw a single French person the entire time I was in the pavilion. I mean, maybe that was intentional. Maybe they're trying to shield the rest of the world from having to interact with any French people ever. And if that's the case, you know, God's work, thank you. Or you go to Switzerland or Korea and the actual people from the country are there, but you don't interact with them at all, aside from when they let you in the line. But in America, you get to fully experience American culture firsthand because we are literally all at the front door screaming welcome to America or having a dance party. People actually get to meet and talk with an American, and that's what Expo is all about. It's about the people. The building, the song, the cube, Spark, they're okay, but none of that is going to give people a positive impression of the USA as much as having a nice conversation with an American is. I taught some 12-year-old Japanese kid how to dap me up the other day. Should have seen his face. You think he's gonna remember the Switzerland bubble technology? Or me? That's what I think is special about our pavilion. Last time I talked about Japan, I got so many nice comments about how cool my study abroad story was and how they're happy I had a good time. I also had 2 people tell me that my video directly inspired them to study abroad, and that's fucking awesome. However, there were also a lot of mole people who were angry at me and at Japan because I had a good time. They say shit like, oh, Japan is only good if you're studying abroad. Your Japanese friends were lying to you. They're racist and you just don't realize it. So I came back, and this time I'm working close to 40 hours a week. I'm working in Japanese customer service, of all things. A lot of the time I'm outside in the extreme heat dealing with heat stroke and in visitors and in myself, and I'm getting paid basically nothing. And what is my response? I am still having a good time, baby. Woo! I love public transport. Especially after going back to America for a year and realizing what I was really missing out on. I hate driving. It's horrible and awful and stressful, and you can just get in an accident for no reason because someone else decided to drive like an idiot. And then your insurance can just refuse to pay it. I don't care how packed the metro gets, this is bliss. I honestly think that these trains are my #1 favorite thing about Japan. Everything good is built around these trains. The stations are so full of life, everything around them is walkable, you can get as drunk as you want and still get home easily. You never have to worry about traffic. Significantly fewer ugly freeways in the way, they're quiet, everything is so accessible and close together. If your city doesn't have trains, move. Like honestly. Osaka is still hands down the best city in Japan. Everyone here has such a great sense of humor and it's really easy to make friends. I have a lot of restaurants where I'm a regular and the staff remembers me and they try to have a conversation with me every time I show up. The local Family Mart knows every single staff member from the American Pavilion and they even let us throw parties on the 2nd floor every once in a while. They even bought me a birthday present. You heard that correctly. The local convenience store staff bought me a birthday present. If you don't say this is the best city in the world, fuck you. The things that I don't like about Japan are a lot different this time, I think. So much stuff here is just needlessly more complicated than it needs to be for no reason. Like trying to buy a Switch 2 or a Shinkansen ticket. Currently, my biggest op is the post office. For some reason, whenever I get a package delivered, they need me to be there directly and they need to hand it to me in person. And if I'm not there, they just take it back to the post office and hold it there for me to pick up in person. And all of this when I literally have a mailbox with package boxes. It's just my mom sending me Mexican hot sauce. Please just put it in the box. Smoking indoors is also insane to me. Like, people here will carry around their trash all day, literally all day, to avoid inconveniencing people and dirtying the shared space, but filling the entire room with smoke and giving other people secondhand lung cancer and destroying any kind of semblance of good smell, that's totally fine. no problems here. These are all pretty surface level criticisms that don't actually make me hate it here or anything, but working in Japan has changed my opinion on it a little bit. It feels a lot less sparkly than it used to. I haven't really been traveling much since I don't have time, and I already went to most of the places I wanted during my study abroad. I've been leading much more of an everyday life, as opposed to the insane adventure that was my study abroad. Everything here is exactly the same as I remember, and it just became normal. It's not new or different anymore. And honestly, I actually think that's probably a more healthy outlook for me to have. There's no more rose-tinted glasses, and there's also no culture shock frustration anymore. This is just a place, and I live here. My day-to-day activities are basically exactly the same as they are in America, just a bit safer, more convenient, and with a little bit of Japan flavor sprinkled on top. And for me, that's exactly perfect. Working at the World Fair has been the most insane and life-changing experience of my life so far. It is such a unique environment, and I am surrounded by incredible people literally all the time. I kind of glazed over it, but the other people on this program have genuinely become some of my best friends in the entire world in just the few short months we've known each other.
This is stinky over there.
I first came to Japan for the culture and the conveniences, the sights, the food, but when I think back to what actually made my time here so incredible, both in study abroad and in this program, is the people I spent my time with. Anyways, yep, that's the World Fair. I expect all of you to refer to me as Ambassador Joe from now on. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good one. See ya. Thank you to Wombat Combat, Linguetti Spaghetti, Alien Fruit Games, Damal, Mia, Mythic, Sam Jackson, and everyone else who supports me on Patreon. Thank you again to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Download for free and sign up today using my links in the pinned comment or video description for a massive bonus pack available for new and returning players who haven't played in 6 months or more on PC and console.